Hey, life designers, what's up? Welcome to Intentional Tuesdays. Do you remember back in the 90s how motivational posters were all the rage? They basically hung in every single corporate conference room. They had big, bold images with powerful words like courage and teamwork and excellence. Personally, I always preferred the demotivational posters. At a glance, they looked exactly the same, but they were definitely mocking the idea. My favorite one said pessimism. Every dark cloud has a silver lining, but thousands of people are struck by lightning and killed each year trying to find it. Generally speaking, I don't consider myself to be a silver lining kind of a guy, but recently I came across something that really made me reflect on the coronavirus pandemic in a very different way. And it was just so good that I really felt that I had to share it with you in this week's Intentional Tuesday. So if that sounds interesting to you, then stick with us because we're going to jump right in. A friend of mine recently called my attention to something that she had come across on the Sam Harris Waking Up meditation app. If you're unfamiliar with the app and you're interested in meditation, it's worth checking out. Although I have heard that recently it has become a little bit pricey. If it's something that you're interested in, shoot me an email, reply to this message wherever you see this posted, and I'll get in touch with you. I think there are some options for getting the app a little bit cheaper than list price. But the app is not the point of this week's episode. So the point is this. Sam Harris offered up kind of a mini meditation lesson that he titled The Last Time. And his general principle is this. For every single thing that you do in your life, there will be a last time that you ever do it. There will be a last time that you are able to drive your car. There will be a last time that you kiss your spouse, that you see your kids, that you walk the dog, that you mow the lawn. There will be a last time for everything. Many of you know that my father passed away a few years back, and I remember the last time that I saw him. He had recently been moved into a permanent facility for dementia patients. At that time, he didn't recognize me, and aside from his physical appearance, I didn't recognize him. I can also recall the last time that I saw my dad as dad. It was 6 months earlier when our entire family got together over the summer in upstate New York. Now, had I known that summer that that was going to be the last time I'd ever see him as the dad that I knew and loved, it would have changed things dramatically. I can't even imagine how I would have behaved differently, but there's no doubt that I would have taken that moment in and experienced it very, very differently, knowing that it was going to be the last time. But this is exactly how the last time works. You almost certainly won't recognize when it happens. And there's a chance that you'll never recognize that you've had your last time. So just let that sink in for a minute. This coronavirus pandemic has really made me think a lot about last times, though I didn't realize that's what I'd been doing until my friend and then ultimately Sam Harris used that particular phrase. So I am not one who is prone to missing things, at least not in a way that I imagine most people do. I rarely, and by this I mean essentially never, am struck with the feeling of missing something or someone. My mind just doesn't seem to go there. Now, if I choose to bring my mind there, it will go, and I'll be struck with the heavy connection to things past. And this is when I experience what I imagine most people are talking about when they say that they really, really miss something or deeply miss someone. So lately, I've been leading the wild horses of my brain to this particular water. I've been intentionally conjuring up fond memories from my past, times before the pandemic and before the lockdown. Generally, these are very simple things, and it's really inexplicable as to why I've chosen these particular memories to ponder. I vividly remember being at a bar in Vegas with my wife and a few of our very close friends. And it occurs to me that may have been the very last time that I'll ever be in that bar with those particular people. I remember a golf trip with a dozen buddies. My first golf trip with these guys is easy to remember as well. And it was easy to identify back then that it was our first trip. We would go on to have many other trips like that one. But it never occurred to me that there might have been a last trip. There was, or at least there will be. Now, the underlying lesson here may be obvious, but you have to really want it. What would you do differently if you knew that it was your last time? This sounds like one of those powerful questions that we hear often, but they don't ever really take root. They don't ever really alter our thinking. To make this particular question do any kind of work for you, you have to really get a taste for what the question is suggesting. You have to get a taste for what the last time actually feels like. Well, guess what, my friends? We have a lifetime of last times staring us right in the face. As we sit here in our respective homes from behind our masks, responsibly socially distanced, we have the opportunity to experience the last time. The last time to shake hands with a stranger. The last time to hug your grandmother. The last time to have an overpriced drink at a swanky bar in Vegas while wearing a raspberry beret. We have all of the last times we could ever want right there in front of us. And here's the very best part. At the same time, we know that it won't be the last time. We also know there will be a last time that we have to practice social distancing. There will be a last time that we have to wear a mask to buy groceries. There will be a last time that we have to explain to our parents how to unmute themselves on a Zoom call. So now go and savor your last times. So that's it for this week's Intentional Tuesdays. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. As always, I appreciate you spending your time, and I appreciate you giving me some of your attention each week. If these messages, these podcasts are useful to you, then please feel free to share them in whatever format you find them on Facebook or by email, forward them to friends. Any support you can give on that front is greatly appreciated. You can always direct people to the Life Design Center website, which is just lifedesigncenter.com. With that, I wish you all the best and a prosperous journey. Take care.